Hey everyone, what's going on? And if you could please subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and once we do reach 1,000, I am going to be doing a giveaway. So really excited for that, something to look forward to. And you could also follow me on Twitter. I'll post the Twitter link in the description below. Thanks a lot. Moving on, we do have 10 more UX stages, all of them itemless. Nothing really too difficult. I don't think there was no boss stage. Actually, I take that back. There was a boss stage in this one, but it really wasn't difficult. By the time you get up to these UX stages, yeah, you should have some Pokemon that you could handle them with. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. For Hippowdon, I actually have Oshawott just because I figured this Pokemon would be tanky. It wasn't as tanky as I thought it would be. It really wasn't that bad. So Oshawott, not necessary, but I have it anyway. Both Kyogre, just because there was a bunch of rocks and it does disrupt the rocks. Both of them might be a little bit unnecessary, but either just because it only disrupts with a few rocks, every like 3 turns or whatnot. So yeah. Definitely not going to get use out of both of them after you clear the initial board at least, but still not a bad option. They're still both very powerful, so yeah. I didn't S-rank these. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier in the video or not, but yeah, I didn't S-rank all of these, but I did do all of them itemless, so that's awesome. Some might be a little bit more difficult than others, but we'll have to see. I didn't find this batch, like I said, to be that painful. Last batch was probably more difficult. We had 3 strong Pokemon. Yeah. So, by the way, guys, don't forget to play the start of the month challenge. I think it ends. I want to say tomorrow. I think it ends Sunday. I'm filming this Saturday. Probably release it on Sunday. So I think it ends Sunday. But yeah. You could get. Yeah, I got Ordino and got 3 Mega Speed Up. I wanted the Skill Booster Large, but hey, I'll take 3 Mega Speed Up. I consider that like the second best one, the first best one being the Skill Booster Large. But if you need Mega Speed Ups, those are nice as well. But as long as you don't get the coins or the hearts, then you're good. But yeah, I didn't spend any jewels just going in with my free attempt. So it's nice that we get those. So yeah, this is Hippowdon. It is actually quite bulky, so I take back what I said, not as bulky as I originally thought, but still manageable. You can go in with a last-ditch effort user like Seismitoad. Should be a good way to go. I just have the shiny Mega Charizard X just because it Mega Evolves so quick. Yeah, so not terribly difficult, but it is tanky. So yeah, this is Hippowdon, and I think we get the B rank, I believe, or something like that. Maybe it's a C rank. Who knows? We'll have to see. Either way, it doesn't matter. So gonna finish it off with that Primal Kyogre match, and that is awesome. So that is stage 201, and that is the first stage in the batch of 10. And yeah, you do get 300 coins for every UX stage. I know I'm beginning to sound repetitive by saying it, but it is awesome. So definitely don't have max coins when you're playing through these stages, and you'll get quite a bit of coins as you progress. So that is awesome, yeah. And we are going into the next stage now, which is Weavile. So yeah, a Weavile, not a bad stage. I have Mega Deontay just for the ice. It does disrupt with ice, so it's really not a bad one. Just do that match and you'll clear up all the ice on the initial board. So gonna get more ice. Basically repeat and you should be good to go. It's not really a difficult actually, what am I talking about? Never mind. Don't repeat. I couldn't repeat that. So yeah, just Mega Evolving Deontay just so I could basically get off all of that ice. So yeah, another stage that's not difficult because there are plenty of good fighting types, so you should be able to handle this one just fine. Yeah. Also, guys, I've been meaning to ask you, are any of you going to get Detective Pikachu? I'm going to get it when it comes out, and I was actually thinking of doing like a walkthrough on it. I have no idea what that game is about. I know it came out a while ago in Japan. I never researched it. I know nothing about it. I guess I haven't been too interested, but now that it's coming out in the United States, at least that's where I live, so I'll be able to go ahead and pick that up. And yeah, I plan on making videos of it. So let me know if you'd be interested in watching that. And yeah, I do plan on doing the guide though, and we'll see how the game is. I do like quite a bit of the spin-offs. I like, obviously Shuffle, but I also like Mystery Dungeon. I'm hoping for a new Mystery Dungeon. I like Pokemon Rumble. I don't really like Ranger that much. I did play through the Ranger games just to get like the event Pokemon that they gave out for the main games. But yeah, so those are probably my favorite, like three of my favorite Pokemon spin-offs. You know, Rumble, Mystery Dungeon, and Shuffle. Shuffle being my all-time favorite. I guess because they continue to update it with new content. But yeah. Let me know your favorite spin-off, if it's Shuffle or if it's something else. That's awesome. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, getting back into this video, Weavile did take us quite a bit, I guess, to beat it. Maybe Mega Deontay, not the best way to go because, you know, it doesn't disrupt with ice like every turn. It's like every 5 turns, so might not be the best way to go, but it did get the job done. It was good enough to beat it, so you shouldn't have a difficult time just clearing out this stage and being able to beat it. You might have a little bit of trouble itemless S ranking it though, who knows, but either way we do go ahead and take that out, so that's awesome. That is awesome. And yeah, that's 2 stages down. We do get the B rank for that. And moving on, we have Avalugg. Now, I actually, believe it or not, thought that this was going to be more difficult than it was, and it was difficult. It was, to be fair. But, you know, I guess, I don't know, I have a lot of trouble with this one in survival mode. So, you know, I guess I expected that, but now, you know, I get to go in with Mega Deontay, which is going to get rid of all of this ice, and, you know, Regirock, which is going to, you know, you don't have those Pokemon, you don't have, like, super effective Pokemon like that in survival mode, so that could be why. That could be why. I wasn't sure how to get it to disrupt. I actually eventually just tried making, like, one match just to see if that would trigger the disruption. It did, I believe, but I'm not sure if that's actually what triggered it or not. You know, I don't really know how to activate it, but either way, at least we do beat it. So, you know, I don't know. You could probably S rank this one itemless, but I just put the Regirock just because I expected it to be a lot more difficult. Don't believe I needed the Regirock. We'll have to see. I can't recall, but either way, expected it to be more difficult than it was. And it's not an easy stage, to be fair. It's not an easy stage, but, you know, it's manageable. So there's the one match that I activated, and it did put on the row of ice. Not really sure if it was because of the one match, or I don't know what's going on, but maybe it's a certain amount of damage. Who knows? Who knows what it is? Either way, doesn't matter. You know, I've been doing really well up until this point, but eventually he's going to start throwing ice every turn, and I guess that gets a little bit annoying, but yeah, it's not too bad if you have the Mega Deontay. Definitely recommend Mega Deontay in this one, fully sped up. I mean, technically, Houndoom would be better, so you could actually go with Houndoom. To be honest, I just didn't think of it, so that's why I didn't go with it. But, you know, the other reason is because Mega Deontay Mega evolves so quick, and that's just usually what my mind goes to when I'm thinking of getting rid of ice and things like that. So, yeah, trying to activate the ice again, I guess, just for Mega Deontay. So, not too bad of a stage, not too bad. It is tanky, so, you know, I did get a couple Unity powers off, so that also helped me out, but, you know, so Valley for Typeless Combo also helping out. Really not a bad stage, but not the easiest stage, if that makes sense. I don't think it was as difficult as the stages in the last batch of 10, a couple of the stages, but, you know, I guess it's up there. So, yeah, it makes sense to be tanky anyway, because Avalugg is, like, you know, an iceberg Pokemon, so, you know, it does make sense, but, yes. So now then, at that point, it began to disrupt every turn towards the end. Who knows, maybe it's when you knock out a certain amount of its HP. Who knows what it is? Who cares? As long as we beat it and move on. So, yeah, not a bad one, as I've said already. So that is awesome. And there's more ice. And there we go. Actually, Charizard did finish off, so no need for Regirock. But anyway, it's nice to have it. And yeah, so I'll definitely go ahead and take that because we move past Avalugg. And yeah, up next, I expected this one to be really difficult. I don't know why. I guess because it's a 3 Pokemon stage, and I knew what it was like because of the survival mode, obviously. So, you know, I knew it basically disrupted like every turn or something like that. So, or every other turn, whatever it happens to be. So I just have the shiny Deontay Shiny Deontay just for all the rocks that it's going to continue to throw. Totally recommend the Shiny Deontay, or, actually Aerodactyl. I believe Aerodactyl gets rid of rocks. I can never remember that. Does it get rid of rocks or just blocks? I believe it's both. But, if it is both, I would definitely recommend that one, especially fully sped up, because it is super effective. So, definitely totally recommend that. I just never think of it's similar to like the Houndoom regular Deontay. I just immediately go to Shiny Deontay. I guess just because I use it so much, I should have used Aerodactyl, but that's alright. We do make it down to the last few moves, so Regirock definitely going to help us out in this one. Totally recommend the Regirock if you're not going for the S rank. If you're going for the S rank, obviously, last ditch effort, final effort, things like that, not going to do anything for you. But yeah, you could definitely S rank this one itemless. There's no doubt about it. You just need to get quite a bit of luck on like the typeless combo if you're going for like typeless combo and things like that. But so that is Braviary. Not too bad. Doesn't have a lot of HP for a 3 Pokemon stage. I actually expected more. I don't know why I expected more, but I did. So we go ahead and get that B rank, so that's nice. That's fine. Excadrill. I knew this stage had plenty of rocks on the starting board, so I do have both Kyogre, and I did leave the last spot blank just so I could have a super effective shot-out user. And yeah, it does disrupt with rocks too, but it's like every few turns or whatever, so it's not often. Maybe it doesn't want both Kyogre, but still nice to have anyway, just in case. Yeah, so not really a bad stage. You have 30 moves to do it, so you have plenty of moves to be able to beat it. I mean, you're not going to have a difficult time beating this one. Maybe you'll have a difficult time S-ranking it, who knows, but you'll definitely be able to beat this stage just fine. So yeah, I just decided just to go. I was going to have like Ash Greninja, but I just decided to leave the last spot blank and have a shot-out Pokemon. Just because I figured the stage would be tanky, and it is tanky, so, I figured the more damage, the better. Yeah, obviously Typeless Combo would have been good. Maybe I should have done Typeless Combo, Silvally, and Ash Greninja, or something like that. Not too sure, but either way, doesn't matter because we do beat it. Like I knew it was going to be a tanky stage, but I also knew you had a lot of moves, so I figured you'd be able to, or I'd be able to handle this one just fine, and I did. So, or at least beat it just fine. But yeah, wow, we did over 20,000 damage. Not even halfway there. 25,000, wow. I mean, this really does have a lot of HP. It really does, wow. So we have more rocks, and they keep on coming every couple of turns. So yeah, not too bad, but as I said, kind of useless to have Kyogre and Primal Kyogre when there's no rocks, but that's okay, it's not a big deal. Going for Kyogre there just because wasn't paying attention that there was no rocks. I do that quite a bit. So that's my bad, I definitely do that quite a bit. I see the 4 match, like immediately my mind goes, oh, okay, I'll get extra damage. I have a 4 match. Not the case, not going to happen. That's okay. So yeah, over 44,000 damage. Not bad. But yeah, this one is definitely bulky. This one, like, I knew it was going to be. I just didn't know it was going to be this bulky, I guess. But, either way, doesn't matter because you do have plenty of moves. If you had less moves, it would be really difficult. But at least you have the 30 moves. So, should be able to handle this one. Even if you don't have both Kyogre, you don't need both. You should be able to do this one just fine. Not a whole lot to say. I don't really know what to say or how to continue it. But, yeah, so not too bad, I guess. Not too bad, but not the easiest. I guess that's the case. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this in one of the other videos, but I actually think the UX stages are easier than the regular ones. Now, hear me out. The reason I think that is because you don't have to S-rank them, so if you're not going for S-ranks, whereas you had to in the original, now you technically don't have to in the original because you're going to be unlocking the UX stages where you could S-rank some of those. But playing through the game, you had to, so you actually had to use items at some of them to get S-ranks or whatnot, and you didn't have a powerful team like you do when you get up to the UX set, so UX Pokemon becoming easier, at least so far, but I know some of them are not going to be easier, but plus you also get to use an attack power, which is definitely an added bonus because you couldn't in the main stages, so Yeah, but if you're trying to S rank everything, obviously these stages are going to be more difficult, probably. Or at least most definitely more difficult. But yeah, so anyway, we have Volcarona and activating Unity Power definitely helping out. Now, this stage, I knew what it was like, so unfortunately, that Unity Power not helping out, but that is okay. That is okay. We have the Noivern just because I knew there was a bunch of Volcarona on the field. Knew the stage quite well from Survivor Mode. I know basically all of them up until 300 from Survivor Mode. That's how many times I've played Survivor Mode. Oh yeah, by the way, some of you have been asking me how I have such high-leveled Pokemon, or a bunch of high-level Pokemon, and the answer to that is Survivor Mode. I have, or at least I did until I spent a lot of them. I had, max experience boost to large, and I just kept on playing survival mode over and over and over again, kept on getting them and kept on, using them, and even the original survival mode before they updated it, the 2.0 one, I used to play survival. I've beaten that hundreds of times, and now the same goes for the new survival mode. So yeah, that's how I have them. Usually, I play it when I'm watching a movie or maybe hanging out or something with other people or whatever. We just hang out, we have a game night, and maybe I'm playing survival mode as we're playing like a game on the Switch or things like that. So I usually play it when I'm doing other things, and I just get experience that way. You don't want to sit down and do nothing but play it, probably, because that can get really tedious. But if you're kind of like not paying attention to the game, you're doing something else, you could definitely get a little bit done. So yeah, I understand that some people don't have like Flygon and Noivern or other things to be able to farm survival mode, and I understand it's going to take time. It took me time. It's going to take it. That's what this game is about. It does take time, so you'll definitely get there. There's no doubt about it if you continue playing. But yeah, anyway, we have Edgy Slash. Edgy Slash, not a difficult one because we do have the fire team. No reason to leave the last spot blank. It has Doublade on the field and in the Skyfall, so you have plenty of things to shout out. Yeah, my basic strategy was just to activate Burn Plus with Ninetales and just do damage with Unity Power and, Paya and things like that. You're not going to really combo because Paya is you have a bunch of blocks and Doublade, so you're not really going to combo, as I said, but I just have it because it's a good Pokemon. Unity Power definitely helping out, activating. But yeah, so not a terrible stage. Charizard White able to handle it, even though it's not the best Mega in the world, still able to get the job done. Yeah, so you could definitely go in with like a Flygon with Shot Out or something. You don't need a fire team. I just use it just because I enjoy it, and I really like using fire, as I've mentioned countless times before. I really enjoy it, so that's why I do use it on quite a bit of stages that is super effective against. So that is an A rank, not bad. You could probably get that one itemless DS rank as well, but who knows? Anyway, going into Zebstrika, and Zebstrika is. It's not the easiest stage in the world, but, you have a bunch of rocks and blocks that fall down from the Skyfall, so Shiny Mega Deontay, as long as he could Mega Evolve it, is going to be really good. It took me a few turns, and it's probably going to take you a few turns as well, more than a few turns, but yeah, it's probably going to take you a little bit just because there's so much on the field that it's going to be hard to Mega Evolve it that quick. But yeah, definitely recommend that Mega, or like another one that does the same thing. Basically, I always go to Shiny Mega Deontay, but there's other options as well if you don't have it. It is a 3 Pokemon stage, so we do have Hippowdon just in case we make it to the last few moves, which did happen. So definitely good for us. Definitely a good option to have. Totally recommend it. If as long as you're not going for the S rank, I definitely recommend Last Ditch Effort and Final Effort on a bunch of stages. So basically, any stage could use them as long as you're not going for the S ranks. But if you're a completionist, you're going for the S ranks, that's cool. But you can't do it with Last Ditch Effort and Final Effort. That's another reason I enjoy not going for the S ranks, to be honest with you. I really, really love Last Ditch Effort and Final Effort, and I love using them, and I want to continue to use them. That's why. So, yeah. Able to knock out Zebstrika just fine. A really cool Pokemon. I actually really like this one. I liked a lot of the Pokemon from Black and White. Some of my favorite Pokemon. Not all of them, but I like a majority of them. I also like a majority of the Pokemon from Sun and Moon. That's actually because like I was a little bit disappointed with Sun and Moon, but the one thing I loved about it was the ride Pokemon, obviously, and then I loved most of the new Pokemon. So yeah. Anyway, moving on, we have Salamence now. I knew the stage was going to be tough. My thought was to just freeze it and keep it frozen for most of the game or all of the game, and so you won't have to deal with that disgusting ice on the field. I didn't bring a last ditch effort Pokemon. I probably should have, but I couldn't fit it. I mean, I could have if I left the Ninetales out of it, I guess, but I wanted Ninetales just to freeze it. Yeah, because I didn't want to deal with all of that ice. I mean, the ice is not going to be bad though if you use a Tapper like not Mega Gengar. What am I talking? Mega Gengar? No, Mega Tyranitar. Yeah, excuse me. Wow. I've been playing this game long enough. I should know that Mega Gengar is not a Tapper. But anyway, yeah. So that's a good strategy just to keep it frozen, in my opinion, because you don't want to deal with all of that ice. I mean, it disrupts like every 2 turns with like 3 ice cubes in a row, so it's not the worst in the worst, but they could definitely build up. I could totally see you using Mega Deontay, but you also have to keep in mind this Pokemon is really tanky, so if you go with Mega Deontay, I'm not really too sure if you're going to be able to knock it out in time. And I mean, I guess you could go with something with like Mega Deontay, Silvally, or a typeless combo, and then Pikachu and a Lola Cap and leave the last spot blank, and that should be good as well. So that would probably actually be a really good strategy. But I don't use Mega Rayquaza that much nowadays, so I decided to bring it and hang out with Rayquaza for the day. So definitely, or at least for the round. So definitely, why not? I'm so excited for shiny Mega Metagross and Mega Pinsir. They're coming. Not yet, but they are coming. So anyway, yeah. So it is unfrozen, so I basically was looking for like another 4 match, hoping to freeze it again. And I did. I was actually gonna go for like the Pikachu Alola Cap, but I decided to just freeze it just so I didn't have to worry about the ice, because Mega Rayquaza, not really the best to destroy ice. Like if it hits one of the Pokemon that's in the ice, it will get rid of it, but it might not. So I didn't want that ice to begin building up, and we're almost out of moves. So that was basically why I did that. Yeah. So not a terrible state. Actually, it is. This is probably the most difficult one, in my opinion. I definitely felt like it was. But, we handled it just fine. And if you're in survival mode, or if you're up to, not survival mode, if you're up to the UX stages, you should be able to handle it just fine. I would say a +5 should be enough. +5 not expensive, so even if that's all it takes you, that's fine. Unless if you want the S rank, you're going to need more items, probably, but it is what it is. 2 moves left, so yeah, last ditch effort would have definitely helped us out, but oh well, doesn't matter. Do go ahead and beat that. So I will definitely take it. Because Salamence is not one of my favorite stages. You know, but either way, we do go ahead and beat that, so that's nice. That is nice. So yeah, and for that we get a B rank, so that is awesome. Definitely take that. And the final stage is Mega Heracross. Now I did believe that Salamence was more difficult than Mega Heracross, believe it or not. This is a boss stage. I expected, like a lot of the other bosses in the past, I expected this one to have more HP than it does. Like it's a little bit up there, but it's manageable. It wasn't that bad. No reason to leave the last spot blank. I mean, you have these, what is it, Alumis? I think it's Alumis on the field. So, you definitely have plenty of shot out bait to be able to go off of. I just wanted to burn it and just basically get my fire Pokemon going. I have Heatran. I didn't bring Delphox just because I figured it would be difficult to combo and you wouldn't really be able to get, you wouldn't be able to use Paya effectively, in my opinion. That's why I just have Heatran, just in case I made it to the last few moves. But I didn't realize how much damage I'd be doing to it, just because as I said, I expected more HP on it. But it is tanky, but it's not as tanky as some other stages that we've had. So anyway, not terrible, especially after you burn it. So totally recommend a fire team on this. I mean, there's definitely other options. You could go with like a flying team. I mean, you could definitely pick this off with other Pokemon. You don't need it. The disruption's not too bad. It does disrupt after like 5 turns. It does disrupt with a few rocks, and then it just keeps on disrupting with rocks like every turn for several turns, and then it goes back to the 5 countdown or whatnot, or so it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad, in my opinion. If you have a rock, I guess a rock shot Pokemon that's super effective, even neutral might be okay. I mean, the rocks are not a big deal. I mean, I guess they do get annoying in a little bit, but you could also use a Loomis to swap it to get rid of some of them, I guess. So that's also an option if you really want to, I guess. Not bad. Not bad. So yeah, definitely not as difficult as Salamence, in my opinion. Doesn't have as much health. I believe Salamence had more. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that it did. But yeah, I knew this one as well from Survivor Mode. I've mentioned that plenty of times. I knew most of these stages from Survivor Mode, at least at the moment. So yeah, I wonder if we'll be able to beat some of the later bosses itemless. Obviously not with the S rank, but like if they're going to be possible itemless, we'll have to see when we get up to them. Who knows? So we almost actually did make it to the last few moves. I don't believe that we did, but we almost did. Yeah, as it continues to disrupt with rocks, but not a big deal. We might have actually made it. So maybe we did need Heatran. We'll have to see. But yeah, so not terrible, not terrible. I guess we did make it. My bad. We would have beaten it without Heatran, but we did use it just to finish it off. So that's nice. It's itemless, and I will definitely take that. So that is 10 stages. So yeah, I really enjoyed this batch. Actually, I really enjoyed playing a lot of these stages. And for this one, I believe it was 2 level ups that we got. Yes, and yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.